It's a great pleasure for me to have you here today. And I'm super excited about the presentation that we're going to go through today because it's full of useful information, full of actionable content, and we're going to be covering some really, really cool strategies for turning small, tiny CPA campaigns into six-figure campaigns, into huge campaigns. You'll see that all of those techniques, they are quite simple, totally newbie friendly, things that you can definitely use and implement with your campaigns and with your business. So I have many people here in this webinar room today, and I just wanted to do two quick things. The first one is to check if it's working properly, and for doing this, so if you can listen to me, I'd like to ask you to just type real quick in the chat box who told you about this webinar, because I had many friends today inviting people for this great presentation, and we have many participants here today. So just put the name of the person who referred you in the chat box. Let's see who were the guys supporting this webinar. So okay, many people. So we have Timothy here, Kenster, Kenster, best friend in this industry. Okay, so Timothy again, John Sugar, great guy, John. Okay, Alex, Jeffrey. All right, perfect. Thanks, guys. So people coming from many different affiliates and JVs here today, and it shows that we're going to have a great presentation because people from different places with different ideas will have certainly different questions. We're going to be able to talk about different things here. So the names that I read are names of great guys in the industry, top marketers, guys that I really admire: Timothy Miranda, John Sugar. So if you have been learning from them, guys, you are certainly, taking the right. I'm sure that what we're going to be talking about here today will allow you to take your affiliate business to the next level. Okay, so before we start, just let me switch to my screen here so I can show you my presentation that I prepared for us today. Okay, let me check. Working. Okay, you should be able to see my slide. Okay, perfect. So I just want to say that I probably won't be able to keep checking the chat box during the webinar. Okay, so I'm sure that you're going to have many questions because the strategies that we're going to be discussing today, they're super interesting, and they're very innovative strategies, things that maybe you're not very familiar with. So I'm sure that you're going to have many questions. So take notes and save your questions for after the presentation, because then we're going to have a Q&A session, and we're going to be able to discuss anything that that wasn't clear during the presentation. Okay, so I said before we get started, make sure that you take note. It will be an amazing presentation. Okay, I know that you could be doing many other things now. You could be studying many other things. So I do know that your time is worth a lot. And I just want to say that you can be sure that this presentation and this webinar, it's going to be totally worth your time. Okay, we're going to have some really cool strategies that we're going to discuss. And we will also have a very nice case study at the end of this presentation, as well as a Q&A session at the end, as I said before. So I'm sure that you're going to enjoy the webinar, and I really hope to stay until the end of the presentation and learn all the strategies. They're going to make a huge difference in your business. All right. Okay, so real quick before we get started, I know that some people may be already familiar with CPA and understand all the benefits of the CPA industry and the CPA model, but I would like to go through three main points real quick to let you know, guys, people who are not very familiar with CPA, why this model it is so interesting and so powerful, and why you should definitely be using CPA marketing to make money online. You see that this is one of the easiest routes available for beginners, but it's not just an easy direction, an easy route, but it also has an enormous potential. And so I just want to real quick give an idea on what are the main reasons why you should be using CPA. Okay, so the first reason why is because you can make serious money with CPA marketing, and you can do it just by combining it with some very simple strategies. Okay, so you're not gonna have to use anything complex or advanced. Okay, CPA, it's simple and it can make you serious money. So just to give an idea on how much money this industry can allow you to make with your business, I'm gonna show you some screenshots now. We're gonna have more things showing the inside of some of my CPA accounts in the future in the next minutes of this webinar. But now I just want to give you a quick look inside my PayPal account for you to see payments from CPA Networks, and then you can have a good idea on kind of money you can expect to make with CPA and with the systems that we're going to be discussing here today. So as I said, just a simple screenshot, and you can see that we have three highlighted payments there. So they are all of them. They are from CPA Networks, and if we put all of them together, here we have almost $20,000, I think, in payments. That is for just a 1 week period. Okay, so it's very good money, and I just pick it a random week. It's not my best week or anything like that. And I have been making this kind of money consistent using the exact same strategies that we're going to be discussing here today. Okay, so we're going to be talking about how you make a campaign profitable, but then how you can turn your campaigns into big campaigns and make some really interesting numbers with CPA. Here I have another screenshot, one from an internal system that we have here that controls our local lead generation campaigns. It's the CPA model. The only difference is that we deal directly with some merchants. Not something that we're going to be discussing a lot here today. I don't think it is interesting for people who are getting started online, but just to show you the earnings. So here we have in our local currency here 60,000, but in US dollars it's around $30,000 also for the same week period. Okay, so it's a huge potential, and you definitely want to take advantage on this model as soon as possible. The second reason why, and this one is very important, is because CPA, it's very easy to learn, it's very easy to implement, and it can be very, very profitable. So I can bet that you have already worked with many affiliate programs, that you have already worked with many traffic generation strategies and sent lots of traffic to other types of offers and products. So chances are you have already tried to sell or ClickBank products or Amazon products or physical products or other types of digital goods and things like that. Okay, so if you have already done those, I'm sure that you also have had the experience of sending lots of traffic to a product and getting no conversions. Okay, so if it's something that has already happened to you in the past, you know, putting a lot of effort on generating traffic with free traffic, paid traffic source, it doesn't really matter, but putting a lot of effort on generating traffic, and then sending a lot of traffic to a product and getting no conversions. That's super, super frustrating. Okay, and I know how it is, because when I got started with internet marketing, it was back in 2007, something like that. I was doing that. I was promoting ClickBank products. I was promoting products from other networks like Share a Sale, where you have a bunch of physical products. I tried Amazon as well. I did make some money with those models, and they can be profitable, but you know, scaling and hitting the big bucks with those models, it wasn't easy. At least for me, it was never easy. So what I did is in 2009, I switched it to CPA, not just because I'm not a lazy person. I didn't want just to go with something that's easier, but I wanted to go with something that would allow me to take my business to the next level, and I got to do that with CPA. So you should definitely keep that in mind. CPA, it's super easy in comparison with models, and you can take your campaigns to the next level because you don't have to sell stuff. There is no selling involved in the process, and if you have already had that experience of, it's not going to happen with CPA. So that's the greatest thing about this model. Okay, and the third reason is because CPA, it is the future of the internet marketing industry. I'm sure that your goal is to become a successful internet marketer, and one tip that you should, if you were to take just one thing out of this webinar, so it should be this thing that I'm going to say now. Internet marketer, you must stop just looking back and trying to learn things that have been effective, for other people in the past, things that used to produce good results in the past. You have to see what's coming next. Okay, you have to be a visionary. That's how people make money, not just in the internet marketing industry, but in any industry. If you're gonna work with stocks, if you're gonna work with real estate, it doesn't really matter. You have to see what's coming next. Okay, so the ability of understanding the moment that you are living now and understanding how it's going to have what kind of impact it's going to have in the future of your industry, that is what will allow you to become an extremely successful marketer. And see, it is the future of this industry, of the internet marketing industry. The top marketers, they are already understanding this, and they are starting to switch to this model. Nowadays we have many things that work in favor of CPA, that make CPA become something huge. The first one is the fact that big companies, big corporations, big brands, they're starting to invest heavily on online lead generation. So there's a lot of money to be made with CPA because those companies are investing heavily on CPA. Another thing is that we have a lot of mobile traffic nowadays, for example, and people, when they're using the internet on their smartphone, for example, what they usually do is just um, to use the internet at the same time that they are watching a movie, talking to someone, sometimes even driving their cars. And they're not prepared really to read an entire sales page, to make a decision, to put their credit card details and buy something. So if you're selling something to people using mobile traffic, you're trying to do something that's extremely good. And with CPA offers, it's the opposite. You have some offers that are very, very easy to complete with mobile traffic. People can easily complete those offers using their smartphones. Free stuff, things that do not require a lot of thinking, that do not require important decision, from the end user. And promoting those things, it's super easy with mobile traffic. So you have, the whole universe of the mobile devices, which is growing each and every day, to explore with CPA offers. So these are just a few reasons. There are many others that make the CPA model the feature of this industry, and you definitely should be a part of this feature. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to explain what is the CPA model so that you know what exactly we're talking about. So CPA, it stands for cost per action, and it's a model where the affiliates get paid just to convince people to perform super simple actions. You can get someone to sign up for the free service, request a quote, request a free trial of a product, and you can get paid anything between $1 and $100 just for generating a simple lead. Way easier than selling anything. Okay, actually, the best aspect of this model is that you don't have to sell anything. Okay, if you don't have great selling skills, this is the right thing for you. Okay. Uh, the bad aspect, and it's not really bad, it's just something that you should keep in mind, is that this industry, for the reasons that I just mentioned before, it is about to explode. Okay, more and more companies are starting to use CPA, more and more affiliates are starting to switch to CPA. Mobile traffic is a great friend of the CPA industry, and it's growing like crazy, so it's going to explode. And right now we have so many possibilities, and the competition is so low in this industry. We have just few guys, fighting for a lot of money. So now, right now, it's the very best moment for you to enter this industry and for you to start, uh, you know, building your CPA business, because in the future it's going to explode, and we do not know exactly how things will be, but chances are that there will be even more money to be made there. So you want to be in a comfortable position so that you can take advantage on that explosion and hit some very interesting numbers with your business. So let me help you decide just if a CPA is for you, because after this we're gonna start talking about very specific and actionable stuff. Things about really creating campaigns. We're gonna have a look on some of my Rio campaigns. We're gonna see the offers and the strategies for setting up those campaigns. Then the strategies for scaling those campaigns. I'll be sharing some really cool tips with you here today. But I don't want you to spend all of your time going through all of those things if you decide that CPA, that CPA is not for you. So here are a few things you have to consider just to make sure that you are focusing on the right model. So CPA, it is amazing for people who don't have great selling skills. Okay, if you have a great selling skill, great selling skills, CPA is gonna be still great for you, but you have other modules that can also be relatively easy for you. Okay, if you consider yourself a person who can sell anything to anyone, then you have other modules that are also interesting. But if this is not the case, well, then in this case, I really believe that CPA is the very best route for you. Another important thing is that CPA can help you build a long-term and sustainable business. Okay, so if that is your goal, if you're not, getting started with internet marketing just to make, $100 or $500, if you were getting started with internet marketing to make $500, $1,000 per day, and do this with a solid business, make this kind of money with a solid, sustainable business, then also CPA, it's certainly something that will allow you to get there much faster. And of course, you have to have the willingness to test campaigns. Although CPA is super fast in terms of producing results when compared with other models where you have to sell stuff and go through more complicated process like, building lists, establishing relationship with customers, and going through all that complex process to get people to buy, a $20 product from you that gives you a commission of less than $10. CPA it's much faster than those things, but you still have to have the willingness to go through a small testing phase, which is just testing a few campaigns until you find your first winners, then scale them and make really good money. Okay, so now let's go to the actionable stuff. I'm sure that you were anxious to see how you can build those six-figure campaigns, and I know that it's the main goal of this presentation. So I'm gonna go straight to the point, and I'm gonna start explaining to you first how I plan and structure the campaigns, then how I set up a simple campaign, the type of campaign that you can set up in a matter of hours, then how you set up that campaign and obviously make it profitable. Then we're gonna have a case study there, and then I'm gonna show you the process, and all the steps that I go through to scale that campaign and to make it super huge. Okay, so we're gonna be focusing initially here now on social PPC. This is not the only possibility. CPA, and the great thing about CPA is that it can work with pretty much any type of traffic. It's so easy to get people to complete CPA offers. It's so easy to get people to, just to fill out a quick form, to use a service for free, that you can get conversions with pretty much any type of traffic. So if you already have any traffic generation strategies, after watching this webinar, you will probably have to make just some small adjustments in your strategy to start using it with CPA and do it in a way that you will be able to scale your campaigns and take them to a very high level. So I'm gonna use social PPC here just to give you the process, but you could be using this same process with SEO traffic, or with AdWords traffic, or with video marketing, or with PPV traffic, mailing, many other things. Okay. So the reason why actually I pick social PPC is because I personally believe that it's an easy, fast, and super profitable route for people who are getting started. So for people who do not know what social PPC is, it's basically advertising on social media platforms. Facebook is the biggest one. We have others like LinkedIn, and also Plenty of Fish. It's one that I absolutely love, which is a big dating site. And today we're going to be focusing more on Facebook stuff. But as I said, this is not the only route that you have. It's just a suggestion. I personally believe that you can drive laser targeted traffic to your offers for a very small price from Facebook. You have to have the right strategy, of course, and I'm going to show you this strategy today. And actually, I'm going to show you a campaign that gave me a great conversion rate, and that the cost per click of that campaign was just less than 10 cents. I was paying less than 10 cents for every laser targeted visitor that was sending to my offer, and that's something that you can do pretty easily on Facebook if you have the right strategy. Okay, so I just want to show you the type, how much money you can expect to make from your campaigns initially. Okay, so this is an example. Actually, we're going to have a case study for this exact campaign here. It's a campaign that made me $7,000, $7,600 in profits. And you may think, okay, this is not a six-figure campaign, not even close to that. Well, that's the great thing about CPA. This campaign, it was created using an offer that had a $2 payout, okay, $2.25, I think. And with such a simple offer, in a matter of hours, I was able to set up a killer campaign that made me this kind of money. Okay, the campaign ran for a few days, but it took me just a few hours to set up this campaign. And then with this simple campaign, I created many other big campaigns. Okay, and it also took me just a few more hours to set up. So that's how the magic happens with CPA. You pick an offer that apparently it's just a $2 offer, something that you can't make a lot of money with that. Then you set up a simple campaign and you test that offer and you make this kind of money. Then once you have tested the offer and you have this kind of money, it's time for you to make things happen and scale, like crazy. And when you start scaling, there is unlimited potential. You can really, take the campaigns to a super high level. And that's what we're going to be, talking about here today in the next minute. So here's another example. It's just from, it's a different campaign, the same concept. We're not going to be going into details about this one here, but it was a campaign that I run on POF. Also, this campaign, I made like $3,000, very small profit from this campaign in the first days. But then I scaled the campaign and I got to make more than $50,000 with this particular campaign here. So it's just another example that shows how profitable this model, this strategy that I'll be teaching you can be. Okay, so now we're gonna start talking about the process for setting up six-figure campaigns. Okay, so I have some people here just asking me about a few quick questions. So I just want to make sure that those guys are following the presentation. So I'm gonna answer just a few questions now, real quick. So if you have any questions that you would like me to answer now before we continue with the process and with the presentation, just let me know. Okay, I'm gonna do this real quick, just a few minutes. So that I can make sure that everybody's understanding everything, and we can go now to the part when you're gonna have to start actually choosing offers and setting up campaigns. So it's important that you have, guys, everything clear in your mind now. Okay, here I have some questions. So someone is asking about running affiliate offers on Facebook, and if it's possible. Totally possible. You just have to have the right strategies. Those things about account bans and ads being disapproved, it's for people who do not know what they're doing. Okay, you can definitely get ads and offers approved there, and you can do this real fast if you have the right process. So it's not something for you to worry about. Let me see what else. Okay, a bunch of questions. So someone is asking me about if I'm still doing dating on Facebook. That's a good question. Okay, Facebook has been cutting down dating offers. That's true. So you can do dating nowadays there, but it's not super easy as the things that I'm going to be showing you today. So it is possible, but I do not suggest you to do that, right away. Okay, you can try to do that in the future, but the things that I'm going to be showing you today, they are way easier than that. Let me see. Someone is asking if it's a live training. Yes, it's absolutely live. Okay, so Jed asked that. So yes, it's live. What I think about PPV traffic, another great question. Well, I'm not a PPV guy. Okay, I have to make that clear. So what I'm gonna tell you now, a PPV guy could have a different opinion. I think that PPV is great. You can do volume and you can profit big with that. But with PPV, the thing that happens is that you are getting low quality traffic with your campaigns. So when you're getting low quality traffic, although that traffic is super cheap and you can monetize it, you have to test so many things, so many combinations. It's not about being possible or not to make money with PPV. It's certainly possible, but it's more about how hard it is. You see that the process that I'm going to be showing you today, it's way easier than that. So, you can get started with PPV. I just think that this route is much easier, and you're going to get much faster results with this. Okay, what else? Someone is asking about how much money you need to get started investing on social media, social PPC and things like the ones that I'll be showing you today. Actually, you see that it's super cheap. Okay, you can get traffic for a very small price. You can get laser targeted traffic for less than 10 cents per click. So if you have 20 or $30, you can already test a campaign because that represents 200, 300 visitors, and that's definitely enough data for you to test an initial campaign. Okay. Um, let me see what else here. Okay, I have many other questions here that are more specific questions, not things that you have to know now to understand what I'm going to be talking about in the next minute. So let's do the following. I'm going to get back to the presentation. We're going to go to the actionable stuff, and after that, you're going to understand what types of offers and niches should be using. We're going to have the case study. Everything will be clear for you. So after that, then we can go back to the questions, and I'm going to make sure that you guys are understanding everything. Okay, so we're gonna start talking about POF and Facebook. This process that I'm gonna show you, it works on both platforms. I like to say that they are kind of twin platforms. They are very similar. So you can use this process to easily and fast run simple campaigns with both of them and profit, huge from those campaigns. So you're going to be using just lead generation offers. We're going to be focusing on offers that are super simple for people to complete. Well, one of the biggest problems that I see that people face is sending a lot of traffic to offers, to products, and generating the traffic. Sometimes it's not a problem, but they have problems getting the conversions. You send 100, you send 200, 500 visitors, and you get one conversion. Sometimes not even that. That's super frustrating. At least it was for me when I was getting started. Okay, I was putting a lot of effort on generating traffic, and it was just frustration after frustration when checking the stats on my affiliate account. It was just a bunch of clicks, a bunch of impressions, and that dollar sign had always a big zero together, and that was really frustrating. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on offers that will always give you conversions. Okay, I'm not saying that every single campaign is going to be profitable. Of course, there are some campaigns that end up not turning a positive ROI, but you're not going to be throwing a lot of money on traffic and just watching the clicks and the impressions grew in your affiliate account and no money there. You're going to be getting money. You're going to be generating leads. You're going to be earning some commissions, and then it's going to be just a matter of playing a little bit with the numbers to make them work in your favor and to make your campaign profitable. Okay, so that's why we're going to be focusing a lot on lead generation offers here. Okay, so let me give an example of an offer so that you know what type of offers I'm talking about. So this is a perfect example. Settlers Online, it's an online game. People come to this page, fill out the quick form with their username, email, password, click register now, and they start playing the game. That gives you something like $2 to $3 depending on the CPA network. Okay, $2, $3, it doesn't sound like a lot, but now start generating 1,000 leads per day for this offer, and then scale that to 2,000 or 3,000 leads per day. And it is possible. You'll see as soon as I show you the strategies that it's totally possible. So then you have something really interesting there. And the conversions, they will come easily, as I said before, because the process is so simple. If you're sending the right people to this page, they will fill out this form and they will click that big register button there. And it's not like sending them to a sales page where they have to analyze all the features of a product, decide if they want to buy it, then pull their credit card and make a payment. It's not like that. So you can get conversions with this and you can do volume. Here is another example, pretty much the same thing. It's just a dating offer, but it's the same thing. So people just have to come here, complete that quick form, hit that search free button, and you earn like $5, $6, $7 depending on the CPA network. The great thing about this is that people can even join using Facebook. So if they are logging in on Facebook with that browser, and you see that most people we use Facebook all the time, it's much faster for them. They don't even have to fill out that form. It's just about hitting that button. So it's one click, and that one click becomes like $7 in your CPA account. So that's why it's so much easier to work with this type of offer than with those products that you have to sell to earn commissions. Okay. Someone asked me before about running dating on Facebook. Yes, it's not a very good alternative now, but you can run dating with many other platforms. So dating is still good, just not super easy on Facebook. But we're not going to be talking about dating on Facebook today. It's a different strategy, so it's not a problem. Okay, so it all starts when you start planning your campaign. Okay, you can start with a simple campaign on POF or Facebook, like the ones that I showed you before, and you can profit. You can make some really cool money with those campaigns, like $10,000 or so per campaign. But then the campaign, when you start planning it, it already has to have a certain structure, because that structure it's what will allow you to take that campaign to a high level and hit some six-figure numbers there. Okay, so it's very important you plan the campaign properly. And planning the campaign properly, it's simple. You just have to have two things in mind. If you have those two things and they are correct, obviously, the rest it's gonna be just a matter of it's going to be a super simple process. You pick the offer, set up the ads, put up the campaign, and the money will come. But you have to have these two things right. So the first one is the angle, and the second one is the targeting. They are actually two very similar things. So when you're going to promote an offer to someone, to a certain audience, you have to have a specific strategy to present that offer to them. You're going to show them an offer, and you're going to have to give them a reason for completing that offer. So let me give a quick example, and then we're going to go directly to the case study. And after the case study, it's going to be super clear, crystal clear for you. So let's say that I have an Asian dating offer. Okay, it's a dating offer for men to join, men in the U.S. who want to start dating Asian girls, want to chat with Asian girls, who want to have, who want to use webcams with Asian girls and things like that. Okay, so I have to have a way to present that offer to my audience. I have to give them a good reason for choosing that website and not any other website on the internet. So I could have an angle like, girls who like short men. I believe, I'm not sure if it is accurate, maybe it isn't, but Asian girls are probably a little bit shorter. I think so. Maybe I'm wrong, but this was the angle actually of one of my campaigns, and it worked well. So I think it's a good example. So let's say that Asian girls are shorter, and so as a consequence, they prefer short men. Okay, that's actually my pitch. So what I do is I target men who are short, and for that particular campaign, I remember that I target men who were overweight as well. Being short, I am a short guy. It's not a good thing when you are approaching girls, but not a big issue either. So I put two things there that are small problems and that together can be a bit annoying for men when it comes to dating. And then I approach them with an offer that was a solution for that simple problem. So here you can find girls who like short men. Okay, and Asian girls, they are shorter, so they prefer short men. I approach it, thousands of short men who were single and looking for someone using that approach, and boom, I got a boatload of conversions. Okay, so this is actually what you have to do when setting up a campaign. Just have a specific angle and a specific targeting in mind. You'll see why you need this in a minute. Okay, I'm going to explain why it's so important to have a specific angle like this one and a specific targeting, because then you're going to use it to scale your campaigns later. So let's go to the case study, and let me show you some real examples so that you can see how all of these things, how you can put them together and get them to work in the practice. Okay, so here we go. This is a very simple offer. It's actually an offer that I promoted in the past with good results, but when I was just getting it started, so the results were cool, but nothing, incredible. And then eventually, a few months ago, I found this offer again on the CPA network, and I thought, okay, I have to promote this offer now that I have those strategies for the scaling the campaign, because I remember that the campaign was super cool in the past, but it was just a campaign, okay? And now that I have these strategies for the scaling the campaign, I decided to run the offer again. It's a simple offer. It's a gaming offer. People just have to fill out this quick form. That's it, okay? And it's a gaming, an online game where people, they play with cards, but it's not really like poker or things like that. It's more like RPG and those games, each card is a creature. I have my creatures, you have yours. We battle, and the creatures kill each other, and we have a winner. It's something like that. Okay, so this is the game, and I remember that I did well with that game in the past, so I decided to run the offer again. Okay, so here are the details of the offer from the CPA network, and actually, I didn't get a payout bump for this offer. It was the regional payout from the CPA network. Most of the times, I manage to get a payout bump. I get to, if I start running the offer with a $2 payout, for example, I get to improve that for $3 or something like that in the future. It wasn't the case with this one, but anyway. So the payout was just $2.25. So super small. It's just a small payout, but it was still something that allowed me to hit some really cool numbers with the campaign, which I will show you in a minute. The country for the campaign was Germany. Okay, so international offers, you see that going international. This is one thing that you can do to to shorten your learning curve really a lot. Okay, if you have been struggling a lot to sell things in the U.S., in the U.K., Canada, Australia, the main English-speaking countries, you're probably putting a lot of effort on things that investing a lot on markets that are very competitive market, not saturated but very competitive. And then you have countries like Germany, France, Italy, Spain that also have a lot of money to be made there, and that just few marketers are exploring. So that's why I love to go with international offers as well. Okay, so the conversion, the point where the conversion occurs, it was upon a free registration. Okay, so here is the targeting that I had on Facebook, real quick. So I had the angle Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering, for people who do not know what it is a game that's pretty much this, the same thing as Carte, which is the game that I was promoting. But the only difference is that it's not online. It's with cards, but it's physical cards. People play those games, like an RPG or something like that. So uh, I wasn't very familiar with that game, but then I made some research and I found that angle. And Magic the Gathering, it was a great angle for this campaign. Then I targeted men who were single in Germany, obviously, between 15 and 25. A very simple targeting for the gaming campaign. That's the type of people that usually play games. And then I just used some interests on Facebook related to Magic the Gathering. So for people who are not familiar with Facebook, you can target people there based on what they like. Every time they hit the like button, that goes to their interests. Then you target people based on interest groups. So I targeted things related to Magic the Gathering and created my campaign. So here are some of the ads that I created for this campaign. As you can see, they are super simple ads. You probably can't read that because it's in German, unless you are in Germany. But uh, I think they say something like, enter this road. Do you like magic? So you're going to love cart. Play for free. That's all. A simple image, a call to action in the image as well. And I got the ads approved, and the campaign was super successful. Okay, so here are the final numbers of my campaign. I hit a killer click-through rate with my ads. I was running those small right column ads on Facebook, and I got a 0.3% plus click-through rate, which was a great one. That click-through rate plus the fact that I was going international allowed me to get traffic for for as little as 9 cents per click. Okay, I was paying just 9 cents for each single targeted visitor that was going to my offer. And I didn't have a landing page for this campaign. Okay, some of my campaigns do have a landing page, but this one was just a direct linking campaign, so it's even easier to set up. And the conversion rate was 15%, and it gave me an ROI above 200%. So I got to profit more than $7,600 with this campaign. It's that screenshot that I showed you in the beginning. Okay, so this is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, this is how it all starts. Okay, this is the initial point. I created the campaign, I had an angle, I had a targeting, and I turned it a positive ROI with the campaign. Now comes step number 2, which is to turn this into a 6-figure campaign. That is the real secret for you to become successful online. It's not just about learning how to turn a profit with your campaigns. Obviously, this is important, but with CPA, it's not hard. It's easy, as you just saw. But the great thing is learning how to take your campaigns to the next level. So, as I said, it's just the beginning. Once I have the winner, I start scaling the campaign. So if the campaign was making me, $7,000, I can probably, start hit $70,000 or even $100,000 with that campaign. Okay, it's kind of it's not a magic trick. It's not, a button that you can push, but it's a very simple process that you can use to turn any $10,000 campaign into a $100,000 campaign, because you already have the winning combination. It's just a matter of doing more volume. Okay, if you were sending a certain a number of visitors to the offer and were making a certain amount of money, now send 10 times more people and you're going to make 10 times more money. Okay, this is basically the concept. It's super simple, but it works very well. Okay, so the first thing that you can do to start, and there is a very simple strategy here to start scaling the campaign, is to use retargeting. My team and I, we use something that we call smart retargeting. Okay, if you have never worked with me in the past, chances are that you do not know that thing because it's something that we created. But you can also use the traditional retargeting instead of smart retargeting. Smart retargeting, it's easier, it's cheaper, it's probably better, but the retargeting, the normal retargeting, also works very well here. So how this works, the strategy for when you have a winning campaign, and that can be with social PPC, that could be with SEO, that could be with video marketing, that could be with anything. So what I do with, so still using social PPC as an example, but I hope you understand that you can do this with any traffic source. I was running, for example, my campaigns during the morning and the afternoon on Facebook, and I was getting the conversions. But I'm aware that most people during the morning and the afternoon, they are at work. So chances are that many people were clicking on my offer and were not able to complete that offer because they were at work and it was not possible to start playing a game at that moment. So then what I do is during the night, and of course all of these things considering the time zone of the country that I was targeting, during the night I start hitting them again with the retargeting campaigns. So I bring them back to my offer by using retargeting, and I ask them to complete the offer again this time at night when they are probably at home. Okay, it's simple strategy, but you see that you can, double your conversions just by doing this. It's incredible. And then there is another thing. For every single visitor that clicks on my ad on Facebook and goes to my offer, I can get multiple conversions if I'm using this retargeting thing right, because I send them to the offer again in a different period. Maybe I get the conversion, but then in the next day, I'll send them to another game and to another offer and to another offer, all similar offers, and I can get like 3, 4, 5 conversions from the exact same visitor. Okay, that is huge. That's huge, and it's super, super simple. You have to do nothing. You don't have to do nothing because you just have to set up the campaign. You get the traffic. People will start going to the offer, start completing the offer, and people who do not complete the offer, or even the guys who completed the offer, you can hit them again multiple times with the same type of offer. You already know what they like. You already know what type of interest they have. What are their demographics? So it's just a matter of hitting them with similar offers. Super simple and super effective. Another thing that you can do is to scale to media buying. Media buying and social PPC, they are quite simple. If you have the right process for creating media buying campaigns, you can profit huge with them. Okay, media buying can actually be even more profitable than social PPC. So you can profit 5 or 6 times more with this kind of campaign. And there is more. Okay, these are just some examples. Mobile marketing, it's huge. There is a trick for adapting your campaigns to mobile. So you pick a normal campaign and turn that into a normal campaign, and you turn that normal campaign, the desktop campaign, into a mobile campaign. Real simple. And then you have a whole new universe of traffic, coming from mobile advertising platforms. Then you have directed to site media buying. You have directed deals with the merchants. I put retargeting here again because actually the previous one was smart retargeting. You know, it's one campaign that becomes 10, 15 campaigns, and those campaigns, they are bigger. They can allow you to hit some incredible numbers. Okay, so the potential for this, it's really unlimited. Okay, there is no limit to the numbers that you can reach by using this process. Okay, so this is actually the process that I call off the evolution of the CPA industry. It's something that you have to learn if you are getting started with CPA. So during this entire presentation, you probably saw on the top left of my screen the logo of CPA Evolution. So that is a training program that my team and I created to show people how to go through this exact process that I just described it for you now. So the process of choosing the offer, setting up the campaigns, profiting small initially, and then picking a tiny small campaign that took just hours to set up and turn that campaign into a huge 6-figure campaign. Okay, so this is the process that we use for creating our own campaigns, and it works super well for us. Okay, with the CPA industry, we do the same thing for local lead generation clients, and it works incredibly well. Okay, so if you are interested, if you think that it's something that works for you, something that is suitable for your goals as an internet marketer, then I think that CPA Evolution is something that can help you have a logical, easy to follow collection of lessons and training modules that will show you in details how to go through this entire process and succeed in the CPA industry by using this strategy of creating simple campaigns and then hitting huge numbers with those campaigns. Okay, so also with CPA Evolution, you're going to have the opportunity to work directly with me, so I'll be glad to help you with your campaigns and to make sure that you understand everything that you're doing and that you're doing everything right. Okay, so it's also important. So basically, here's what this training includes, and if you believe that getting started with CPA it's something that you want, something that you are interested in, I think that this type of training here is going to give you all these steps in a very easy to follow and logical way so that you can start with these small campaigns and then turn them into huge campaigns. So inside CPA Evolution, you're going to have some complete training modules with over-the-shoulder videos giving you all the details of the process for setting up the campaigns. And you're going to have access to me and also to other marketers in a super active community full of like-minded marketers who are all working around the same models and the same campaigns. And then we're going to have lots of case studies. You're going to have action plans. You're going to know exactly how you're going to be implementing the training modules. It's not just about getting the theory and then doing whatever you can with it. You're going to have the specific tasks that you are supposed to accomplish. Okay, so I just want to say that if you are interested in taking advantage of this opportunity, it's available now, but we have a limit to the number of students that we can handle. So if you are interested in this, I suggest you to jump on board as soon as possible because we do not know how many people we're going to be able to handle, so we may close the doors soon. Okay, so it's not something that's happening tomorrow. I do not know. Okay, we're just letting the students in and seeing how things go. But there is a limit to the number of students that we can handle, so we'll probably be closing the door soon. So if you're interested in working with me, working with my team, and setting up campaigns using that model that we discussed today, I think that this is the way to go for you. Okay, so now we can go to the questions, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. We have many people online, and I do not know if I'll be able to answer all the questions, but I'll certainly do my best to do that. Okay, so you start sending the questions now. Just start putting them in the chat box, and I have some people interested here, so I'm gonna be actually sending you the links by email after this presentation. So you're gonna get an email right after we finish the presentation. The first thing I'm gonna do is to send you an email with all the links for you to join if you are interested in. Okay, and then you can start working with CPA Evolution if you are interested in working with me. Okay, it's important that before you make this decision that you decide if CPA is something that you like, and if I am the kind of person that you would like to be working with, because we're going to be working really closely, so you have to be comfortable with this. And if so, I think that it's going to be a great experience for you. Okay, so let's go to the questions. So some people are asking here a few things about if it's necessary to have a website or something like that. Well, you don't have to have a website, really. Okay, you can start setting up the campaigns even with direct linking, and in some cases with simple landing pages, but not. It's not necessary to have an entire website, a content-heavy website. Definitely not. If the campaigns are easy to set up, Sonia is asking if the campaigns are easy to set up. Sonia, super easy. As pretty much like the case study that I showed you today. Very simple structure, having the right angle, having the right targeting, putting up a campaign with some ads. That's all what you need to start profiting from CPA. We're talking about CPA here. We're not talking about selling stuff or doing anything difficult. It's just about it's all about just getting people to perform simple actions. Let me see. Also about joining CPA networks. It's something that we cover in depth inside CPA Evolution, how to join CPA networks. But it's a very simple process if you know how to do it. Okay. What you have to keep in mind is that CPA networks, they're looking to work with people who have a good mindset. They want people who are approaching this in a serious, in a professional way. And if you can show them that you are doing this, the vast majority of them will let you in and will let you promote their offers. Um, Oh, okay, someone is asking about how much money it's necessary to spend to create the campaigns. Rogelio. Okay, Rogelio, so actually you can start testing campaigns, one campaign with as much as, you know, 20, 30, $40, not more than that. Testing is small, it's possible. Of course, once you turn it positive ROI, you're gonna start investing as much money as you can so that you can make as much money as possible back. But you know, it's just when you are already in profit. While it's testing the campaigns, it's super easy and it's super cheap. Um, uh, Okay, someone is asking about if I really provide people with individual attention inside CPA Evolution. Yes, I definitely do it. Now, during this process, when we are taking the students, we have many accounts to set up. We have many, you know, technical things to take care of. As soon as we close the doors, it's going to be in the next. I'll be, you know, putting my entire focus on supporting the students. So we're going to have a lot of one-on-one there, and I'll be working with the students really, really closely. Uh, Let me see what else we have here. Oh, someone is asking about what is the budget to get started. Actually, you can even get started with free traffic. We have a module explaining a very simple process for you to start driving free traffic to your offers, and you can really have great results with free traffic. If you have some money like $200 or something like that to invest in paid advertising, then you can already go one step ahead and start with things like social PPC, like like the examples that I showed you today. Let me see what else. How much time per week it's necessary to go through the training and then to work on a campaign? So that's a good question. CPA, it's not very time consuming, but it's important that not that you have a lot of time, but that you get organized. Okay, so I suggest that you have at least 1 or 2 hours a day to work on your CPA business. I think that it's the very minimum for someone looking to build a business on the internet. And after that, you're going to have just to make sure that during that period that you define for you to work on your business, that you get rid of all distractions and put your focus on really working on your business. If you do it, you're not going to have any problems. You're not going to have any problems setting up your business and get things going with CPA. So it's just about 1 or 2 hours per day and focus, and you have to want it really bad. It's all about being organized and having, controlling the schedule. Someone is asking about if I typically direct a link to the offers or if I use landing pages. Okay, so actually, it depends on the situation. Sometimes I direct link, sometimes I use landing page. Usually I go with landing pages. Landing pages, they usually have a better performance. Okay, I'm not gonna say that this campaign was a huge exception that I showed you today, which was a direct linking one, but landing pages, they tend to have a slightly better performance. So for this reason, I think that you should use landing pages most of the times. Okay, but I'm talking about simple landing pages. And inside the training, I do provide all the templates and everything, all the instructions that you need to set up the landing page. And you see it's something that you can do really in a matter of minutes. It's not complicated to set up those landing pages. I'm talking about one-page websites. Okay, so how long does it take to start making money with this? Albert is asking. Okay, Albert, I can't give an exact number like 5 days, 18 hours, and 32 minutes, but what I can tell you is that you're gonna be able to go through the training probably in 2 or 3 days. Okay, because you could do this in one day, but I think that the initial part, obviously, the training, it's gonna continue for several weeks. You're gonna have new stuff and new modules every week. Okay, but talking about the initial part, but you're gonna be able to take action after 2 or 3 days, and after that, you're gonna be able to probably have the first campaigns running in another 2 or 3 days. So I'd say a week for you to have the campaigns up and running. And then after that, there is a small testing phase. You probably can see results in, I'd say 2 weeks, something like that. Talking about profits. That's a decent estimative. Okay, it's of course it can vary a little bit depending on the student. So how long is the course? Oh, that's a cool question, Bruce, because actually the course never ends. We have a structure, of course, there that will take 45 days for you to go through the entire training. It's totally actionable right from day one. You're gonna set up the campaigns and you're gonna profit with things that you're gonna learn in the first day. But after that, okay, we're talking about building six-figure campaigns here. So we're gonna have all those steps in details, and in 45 days, you should be able to learn everything and implement everything. So after doing this, after going through this training, we're gonna still have an ongoing training on the forum where we're gonna be having case studies, webinars like this one, more specific webinars about specific strategies, and you're gonna be getting lots of different type of information. So some people is asking about, some people saying that actually it's a long period of time. Well, guys, it's 2 days for you to take action and probably 2 weeks for you to see results. For you to become a six-figure marketer, it's 45 days, not 425, 45. Okay, 15 plus 15 plus 15. The reason why it takes this kind of time, it's because it's really an in-depth training. So you're gonna get all the information you need. We're gonna hold you by the hand and I'm gonna take you through the entire process. We could just deliver all the information, flood you with a bunch of videos and PDFs. You would have a great information overload for you, and that would be all. Okay, chances are that you would be just jumping to the next thing in the next week. That's not the goal. Okay, it's a real training. Some people have to go to college for 5 or 6 years to learn how to do something. So 45 days, it's not a huge period of time, and especially if we're talking about six-figure campaigns here. Many people go to college to make just like $30,000 per year, and they go to college for 5 years to reach that level. So I don't think it's a lot of time. Someone is asking about how many people we already have in. I'm not gonna have that exact number now. I think we are close to 500 marketers or something like that. I'm not gonna have that exact number for you here, but something around that. Okay, and we're expecting more until we close the doors, obviously. How you know how to Faryad, sorry if I didn't pronounce her name right, I'm not sure. Faryad asking me if how we know which are the right offers for you to use and what is the best CPA network for you to use those for us to get those offers from. We are going to give you all of those things in details inside the training, but just to give you a direction, I suggest you to start with niches that will give you plenty of lead generation offers to work with. So dating, gaming, freebies, health and fitness, beauty, those are all great niches. About CPA networks, just to give you a few names, you can go with PureFly, it's a great one. Max Bounty, Neverblue, Grab Ads, InViews Media, it's also interesting. So these are just some companies that you can go with. David is asking me where I am from because he's trying to figure out my accent. Well, I know that I have an accent. I just hope that it's a funny one and not an annoying one. Okay, guys, where do you think I am from? I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning of the webinar. I think not. So let's see if you can guess where I am from. Okay, the guys know where I am from. Okay, I have a almost 100% success rate here. Okay, so you know where I am from. Okay, I am from Brazil. Okay, I had here Brazil, Mexico, Spain, Ireland, Ukraine. Okay, now I am from Brazil. Okay, but most guys knew it, so it was not fair. Okay, so let me get back to the questions here. Okay, so what else we have here? What's a good starting budget for advertising? I'm not sure if I already mentioned this. I think I did. Around if you have no budget, you still can do CPA. And I like to say this because some people, when getting started, they think, okay, if I don't have a lot of money, I can't do this. It's true that money makes money, but when I was getting started, I had no money and I was able to succeed. So if you don't have a lot of money, I'm not going to tell you that you can't do this. So we have a module on free traffic there that you can get started with no money, just like I did, and you can get results. And I'm talking about very good results. But if you have something like $200 or so, you can already get started with paid advertising right away. The big potential, it probably relies on paid advertising for most types of campaigns. So I think that if you can afford that, it's good, but it's not mandatory. Okay. Um, Someone is asking about the format of the training, if it's like a daily meet. No, it's like It's like group coaching, okay, but with one-on-one support. So you're gonna have the basic structure, which a collection of training modules. You're gonna have dozens of videos there, step-by-step videos, action plans, everything. So just those materials would be enough for you to take action and get the results. But then we have a community where we're going to be having case studies. We're going to be setting up campaigns together. We're going to be discussing strategies, having webinars like this one all the time. And you're going to have always direct access to me to get help to optimize your campaigns, to improve your campaigns, to set up the campaigns, to solve technical problems. So yeah, the format is, it's basically, we're going to be providing you with not just with a piece of information, an entire structure that will allow you to learn a CPA and learn how the top marketers do CPA, and then that will allow you to get started with CPA and see good results. So I'm going to be able to answer a few more questions. Then unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave. I have a bunch of questions here. I have someone saying here, sorry for the World Cup. Okay, you're probably from Germany, right? Okay. All right, so okay, so actually, I'm gonna answer a few more questions here, and then I'm gonna have to leave. But I'm gonna give you my email address, okay, so that you can stay in touch with me. It's william@cpaevolution.com, but I'm gonna type here anyway. Also, my Skype ID. I am coaching. I've been very busy during the last few days, because I'm working with the new students who are entering the training. But I'm gonna be so my response time, it's not gonna be great now in the beginning. But as soon as we close the doors, I'm gonna be focusing a lot on this. So if you have any questions, just send them to me, and I'll reply really, really fast. Okay. So that's my email address, my Skype ID. You should be able to contact me easily with that information. Someone is asking about outsourcing. Yes, the technical things, they can be outsourced. Actually, I usually say that they should be outsourced so that they don't have to spend time with those things, but not right from the beginning. There is almost no tech stuff for you to do with CPA. So at least with the system that we cover, so there is almost no tech stuff for you to go through. So the small things, you can outsource them in the future so that you can focus on the really important things. But it's not something for you to worry about right from the beginning. Someone is asking about the difference between CPA and media buy. Actually, media buy is buying advertising spaces on websites, displaying banners on websites. And CPA, it's cost per action. It's promoting offers that convert upon a specific action. So basically, you can promote CPA offers using media buying. Okay, they are not two, let's say, they are not the same thing or two competing things. They are, one is a traffic generation strategy and another one is a type of offer. So two different things. Okay, let me see what else. Oh, we have someone from Brazil here, Roberto. Okay, he's writing in Portuguese. Okay, so yes, I'm getting many questions here. I probably won't be able to go through all of them, but it was really just one more question. Someone is asking about an upsell, and it's something I would like to talk to you about. There is no upsell. You're going to join the training, you're not going to have an upsell. I do understand that some people may be interested in working directly with me on Skype, sharing the screen, setting up the campaigns, and it will be available in the future. But I really hate one-time offers. Under a customer perspective, I hate one-time offers. So the reason why I hate one-time offers is because you buy something, because you think it can be interesting for you, obviously, and then you are immediately exposed to something that costs 10 times more, and you have to make the decision, immediately. How can you decide if you haven't even used the basic thing? You have first to use the training, and if you get results, then you can consider spending more money or investing more money on having a better training or a more close relationship with the person who is training you. So that's what I do. In the future, I'll be giving you the opportunity to work with me. Don't want to even to think it is now in the beginning, because that's not the thing. Okay, if you join a training program, I want you to work with me in that format. I want you to take action, and I want you to have results. After that, okay, then we can talk about other possibilities in terms of working more closely and things like that. Okay, so if you have other questions, there are many questions here that I couldn't answer. just send me an email or add me on Skype. I'll be glad to get back to you and answer your questions. I have to leave now, but thanks a lot for the perspective of the CPA industry, and I hope you now understand how powerful the CPA model is. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the webinar, and I really hope to work with you and the Future Inside CPA Evolution. It's going to be a great experience for you guys, and it will also certainly be a great experience for me. I love working with students and exchanging information. So you're going to be getting the link right after I finish this webinar. Okay, if you were referred by a partner to be here today, that person will probably be getting in touch with you to ask if you are interested in joining CPA Evolution. So if you think that it's something that's for you, you're gonna be, very welcome when you join. And I'm sure that we're gonna be able to build a very successful CPA business for you inside CPA Evolution. So thanks a lot for attending. Have a great day or a great night. I don't know where you are, but have a great day and talk soon. Bye bye.